Hi everyone, welcome back to part 10 of A Plague Tale Innocence. This will be our final part in the series, and we're picking up right in the middle of chapter 16. We're gonna have Roderick push the cart while we take out these archers that are up there. This part is extremely difficult if you don't know what you're doing, or if you just happen to get unlucky, honestly. There are constantly guards coming out. So from that side, there are going to be 3 guards that are going to come out and run at us. You need to get them each time, and you can see sometimes it's not so easy, and you need to stay behind the cart because those archers are going to get you. And even though you take a few of them out initially, more will come and take their place. So no matter what you do, there's always going to be at least 3 archers up there. I've even had it where there were 4. Well, it looks like there are 4 now. So yeah, just keep your eyes peeled, stay behind this gate here, and you should be safe from the archers. There will be 3 more guards that are going to come from behind where we came from. Remember to keep behind the cart. Don't get too far ahead or behind it. Once you take these 3 guys out, 2 more are going to come, and you're going to have to take them out as well. It can be very difficult to get these guys, but once you've gotten all of them, we're pretty much home free. But unfortunately, Roderick is wounded, and we're gonna have a little cutscene coming up, and in case anyone out there had a soft heart for Rod, I feel so sorry for your heartbreak, because mine broke too. Poor Rod didn't make it. Now Melly is even more mad. And poor Hugo is utterly distraught. So for now, we have to just tie up our hearts and keep on moving.
He's gone, Hugo. He's resting now.
I can't take any more of these bloody rats!
As you can tell, Melly is not aware yet that Hugo can control the rats. So maybe this will ease her mind a little and help everyone to just keep on going. We've lost 2 really good men, and so close to the end too. Well, as we move into this next area, we are going to want to duck down. There are a couple of guards around. This one is pretty easy. Take out his lantern and then direct the rats toward him. Now, for some reason, I don't know if I had a glitch here or what it was, but the rats would not go. I had to disengage the Imperium and then re-engage it to make the rats attack him. I'm not sure what happened there. Once he's gone, you can just scout the area for any items. At this point, you can go ahead and upgrade your alchemy if you choose to. Not that you really don't need it. It's not necessary, but you know, why not? If you've got the extras, why not? We're going to find a workbench right here. So go ahead and gather up all of your items. Get that tool off of the table, and then you can head over to the bench and do any work that you would like to do. Or for those of you that haven't completely upgraded all of your equipment, go ahead and take care of that now. So here I just decided to give a basic alchemy upgrade to both of those columns. No big deal. You don't have to do that if you don't want to. It's really not going to affect anything coming up. So as you can tell, we need to head over there where there's a large fire on the outside of that cathedral. And we are going to have some guards that get in our way. There you can tell I did die.
Ready.
Most of the time, whenever I die and I make a cut like that, it's because I forget you have to take out the archers first. At least, you know, here, yeah, you can just throw, you can throw items, like toss them, but if you're going to stand up and use your sling, you have to take out the archers first. Because they are very, very quick once they are alerted. So here we got rid of one guard, which helps. See, there the archers are ready to go. Take that extinguish. Those two guards are completely out of the way. Now we just have to take out these archers. Make sure and do it one at a time. If you see them aiming, stay hidden, because once they're aiming, they are going to shoot. And if you're not already winding up, you're not going to have enough time to get that shot off before they loose the arrow. I'm crafting more extinguish in advance because we are going to need some coming up. And I want to be able to replenish all of my supplies. So you can run around here and gather up any items that are just hanging about before we move on to the next area. There's not a whole lot going on here, but I am loving this not having to mess with the rats, that they just move out of your way automatically. It's great. So here I'm running around and collecting things, and before we move on, we are gonna have to pick up our final collectible, which would be the final curiosity. So once you're done scouring all of this area, to the right of these stairs, you want to go into this little corner and you'll find the final curiosity. It's called the Inquisitors Manual, and you'll get the Curiosities Collector Trophy when you pick that up. Here in the codex you can see we have all the curiosities, and the final two here are now unhighlighted. You can check what you have compared to what I have, and if you are missing anything, you will have to replay a chapter in order to get it. Hopefully this guide was thorough enough and helpful enough that you got everything and your trophy just popped. So once you come up here where the gallows are, you'll look at the cathedral, have a short conversation, and you'll start seeing guards pouring out from the front door as soon as you step down off of the gallows. So be ready. We're gonna have to get rid of these guys before we can enter into the cathedral. Be aware there are two archers, one at each end. Take these guys out first. They are the most deadly for sure. And we can send the rats to take care of the rest of them. And after these guys are gone, more are going to come out from the cathedral, but we are also in control of a whole lot more rats. These guys have flaming weapons, so be sure to use extinguish and let the rats take care of them.
Right, let's go inside.
We are going to need more extinguish up in the cathedral. At the cutscene, we went ahead and skipped that, but when we come back, we are in the cathedral proper. Hugo is going to use his power to call forth hundreds of rats to help us in our journey to save his mother. If you can see, Vitalis is standing on the ground and there is a cage above him. Beatrice is inside that cage.
We're here to kill you, not listen to
So here we just walk forward and call rats, which you don't have to do anything to call rats. Hugo does it automatically.
Vitalis, you're alone.
But you just have a conversation with Vitalis. Now, Melly and Lucas are going to stay back because they're going to go do other things while we are engaged in this final boss battle with Vitalis. He sure is a nasty looking man. Okay, we're going to craft a lot of extinguish. We're going to need it. Make sure and douse all of the fires so that our black rats can pass through. The white rats seem to not have a problem with fire, but the black rats can't go around them. So you'll see there'll be little white rat tornadoes that come through. What you'll want to do when that happens is use your Imperium ability to push the black rats into those tornadoes, and that will break them up. It can take a little bit of practice being able to swap so quickly between the different things that you have to do, but after you get rid of the first fire, you're going to have to start swapping. The first fire doesn't bring any white rat tornadoes, but after the second one, you're going to start seeing them. So prepare yourself for that. And sometimes they move pretty fast. They can get awfully close. Once all the fires are gone, and you've taken out, after that last fire, once you've taken out the white rat tornado, go ahead and craft more extinguish, because this is the fight against Vitalis, and we're going to have to hit him 3 times. Now, in order to do this, you want to run to one side or another. He's going to drop a wave of white rats in a straight line, and you want to make sure that where he drops them, it does not stop Hugo from being able to send his black rats there. You want to keep that walkway open that's directly in front of Vitalis. Once that happens, you need to immediately hit Vitalis with a rock and take off running back to the corner. Once he recovers, he's going to do this again. He's going to send the white rats after you. It'll be a wave, so just dodge it off to the side. This time, he's going to send white rats into the ground, and they're going to come up at your feet. So when you see the ground start breaking, sprint out of it. And usually once the ground breaks, you're going to see a bonfire fall. Make sure to throw extinguish at it and then immediately sprint. But try to concentrate all of the white rats into one area. And you can see there's yellow in the left side of the screen. That means there's a white rat tornado coming at you. But really, as long as you're pretty much in the middle, it shouldn't be of any concern. Hugo will get his black rat tornado there before the white rat tornado can take you out. This is the final push. Come back to the side. Get ready for the wave. It's going to drop faster this time. Then he's going to send the rats underground. Just wait. When the ground starts shaking, sprint away. And stay kind of close to where the edge is, so that all those white rats are concentrated in one spot. Here, the ground's going to break underneath us. Take off running and keep on running to the opposite side, so that when he sends the next wave, it's over here close to where his white rats are. Be sure to take out the fallen brazier, and then send the black rats. Once they break that tornado around Vitalis, one final hit. Don't get too close to the white rats because they can swarm you. Even after you hit him that last time, they can swarm you and kill you. So just be aware of that. Now that we have defeated Vitalis, we make it to our first set of credits. We are not finished with the game. There's one more chapter left to go. It's more of an epilogue. So here I'll give you a very quick rundown of general thoughts. I think that this game is approximately 6 years old at the time of recording, and I think the graphics are really good for when it was made, especially coming from a smaller less well-known studio. Some of the guards' faces repeat, but that's to be expected. Overall, I was very happy with the graphics. I was very happy with the gameplay. It was very comfortable to control Amicia. It does take a little bit of getting used to with the slight differences between most common third-person games that are kind of behind the back or over the shoulder. This one was a little bit different, but by chapter 3 I had a handle on it. I thought the music was absolutely fantastic. I loved it. It fit very well with the characters and the setting. I think the story is very inventive, having Hugo's blood be the driving force of the macula and his control of the rats, especially at such a young age. You don't see that too often, where there's a very small child that has this major power that he doesn't really know what it is and can't really control it. I thought having the sister be the protector was pretty cool. And if you have played the second game, Requiem, then you understand a little bit more about that dynamic between brother and sister, and her being the protector. So just general rundown there. Now that this small set of credits has ended, we're going to earn the Coronation trophy for completing chapter 16, and then we jump right into chapter 17. Here we can see that Amicia and Hugo are now in a town. I'm not sure where this town is, but it looks rat-free. There are actually living people who aren't scared to death. And they seem, at least so far, that one character was at least being friendly with Amicia and Hugo. So we're just going to take a stroll down here and we'll listen to what some of the NPCs are saying.
Yes, the nest is still there, but it's empty.
I can't believe the rats are gone for good.
Let's hope.
Oh, Amicia, look!
When we come up to this booth, this man here
My
is,
sister's really good.
he's got a little game going where you have to hit all of the targets. And of course, Hugo would love for Amicia to show off her skills. So I think we're going to do that.
Ready?
Go on, Amicia.
Here there are 6 rat targets, one directly in front of you, one directly above that on the wall, one to the left in the window on that ledge. Then there's another below a little to the right. Then near that door here, and then where the chickens are, just be careful not to hit a chicken, and you can easily win an apple for Hugo.
Yes, Amicia, well done.
The apple's for you, Hugo. You're my biggest supporter.
Oh, thanks. I was hungry.
As always.
Hey, today we're celebrating the 3rd day without rats. There's a little fair down the street. Go take a look.
A fair? A real fair? I've never seen a fair before.
Hugo, Lucas is waiting for us. We should be getting back.
But it's a fair.
And I do feel bad for Hugo. You know, the last time he was talking about a fair, it was actually the townsfolk just murdering people.
If the bite leaves us in peace,
And now
people
they're
will
talking
come
about a
back
fair and he wants to go, and I think that we are still somewhat a hot commodity around these parts, unfortunately.
It's true that we don't see anyone in the fields anymore.
I just went and checked out over there. You don't have to. There's nothing, unless you want to hear what the NPCs have to say. There's nothing to pick up really anywhere in this chapter. So just go ahead and catch up with Hugo, and he's going to get stopped before he can enter the fair.
Hey, is there a problem?
Look, the problem is a kid and his sister are wanted around here by important people. And we just don't want any trouble here, you understand?
I can see very well. Hugo, we have to go.
So here you can see that that was our setup for the sequel to this game, Requiem, because there are still important people that are looking for Amicia and Hugo, and that can't be a good thing after everything
Hugo.
they've been through.
What?
The first one to arrive at the cart wins 20 apples.
20 apples?
But you'll never beat me. Right, Slug?
What? You'll see.
Oh, yeah? Then on 3. 1, 2,
3.
hey!
So here, just to cheer Hugo up a
I'm
little
right
bit,
behind you.
we're doing a race to the cart with him since we weren't able to go into the fair. And it does seem to work a little bit.
You won.
Besides, we do have Lucas waiting for us, and also inside the cart is Beatrice. So, you know, things could have been a lot worse. At least they got their mother.
Everything. The St. John's wort, the hawthorn, all of it. Let's go. Good.
Now that we're nearing the end here, there's a little bit more dialogue, but pretty much the game is over and we're getting ready for credits. So I'm going to dive into the #1 problem that I had with this game.
She had other things to do.
I did not like the way that Arthur's death was handled. We didn't get really any time to get to know him at all. He was always off doing other things, and they really didn't do any character development for him. And with him dying,
With the herbs you
we
brought,
lost him as a character, but we also lost Melly because she couldn't stand being around all of these people that constantly reminded her of her time with Arthur. She, you know, for her emotional stability, she had to leave. So in losing one character, you actually lose two. And if Arthur had not died, then that pair, which is pretty resourceful, could have moved on into Requiem and done more there. So instead of utilizing new characters, we could have kept these, moved them on into the second game. And if you look at Roderick, we spent a lot of time with Roderick, got to know him. He was the tank of our group. He was absolutely an asset. And to have him killed off right at the end, I mean, right before we reach the pinnacle of the game, that was a gut punch. And I think that could have been handled better. So just for instance, from a storytelling perspective, if you, just a spoiler alert, if you've played Requiem, then you know we get introduced to a new male character named Arno. He basically takes Roderick's place. He's an asset. He's the tank of the group, and he also dies in that game. But if you take this game, if we could have kept Arthur and Roderick alive, which also would have kept Melly around, you could have expanded on all of their character development and forged even stronger bonds between Amicia, Hugo, and those three characters. And then when you get into Requiem, I'm not going to spoil the ending, but for those of you who know, just think about it. Wouldn't the deaths of Roderick and Arthur been much more impactful on the player after playing 2 games with these characters? The deaths were already, especially Roderick's death, was very impactful in this game, but could you imagine how much more it would have meant had he carried on into the next game? And instead of meeting Arno, we had Roderick with us, and he died in the place of Arno. I understand there were probably some nuances to that I'm not seeing, because it has been a while since I've played Requiem, but it bothers me the way that those 2 character deaths were handled and the way that Melly exited. This may or may not be something that you agree with, and that's fine, but in my personal opinion, I can't help but see patterns. And at the time that this game was made, this was the beginning of the girl boss era. And don't get me wrong, I do not think Amicia is a girl boss. She has a very dynamic personality. You can see her flaws, they are very obvious, and you can also see her strengths. So it's not like she is just this perfect character. She absolutely isn't. So I'm not putting her in that girl boss category. However, I don't like the fact that during, this time in the history of gaming, you have 2 pretty strong and resourceful male characters that are killed off, and then you have another female character that just leaves, who actually was a pretty good counterbalance to Amicia. Their personalities were different, but they complemented each other. And now that dynamic is gone. So just that was absolutely my biggest complaint. Smaller complaints, the look button. That look button annoyed the crap out of me, especially in the barn with the pig. But just from a gameplay perspective, it was also annoying because it forced you to stop, and it you know, kind of narrowed your field of vision for 8 to 10 seconds every time you push that look button, and you couldn't really maneuver around and do other things. It was just an annoyance, not a big deal. Also, dropping the torch when you cross over a fence, or if you drop down from something, you can't have the torch with you. That was annoying. And the torch holders, you couldn't, you know, say you're climbing up something, you can't boost up your partner, hand them the torch, and then have them pull you up and still keep the torch. You always lose your torch no matter what, and that was annoying. On the good side, I like that there were not too many collectibles. I like the way that they set it up into groups of collectibles, and they kept it pretty minimal, because no one wants to go through what we went through in the Ezio trilogy of Assassin's Creed, where you have millions of feathers to collect. Here, there was always a light at the end of the tunnel. You could always feel like you were just that much closer to finishing a particular group of collectibles, and I really liked that. I thought it made it less of a fetch quest, and I enjoyed that. So with the end of these credits, we have earned the Knight's Trophy for completing all chapters, and we have also earned the Innocence Platinum Trophy for completing everything in the game. And that ends our tale. So thank you all so much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you found this guide fun or helpful. And I can't wait to see everybody back here on our next adventure. Until then, Kaji always has wares.